Last week, your votes put Keisha and Niamh in the bottom two, and the Lord was furious.
This is a complete and utter travesty. I'm angry.
I don't know why he saved me, but I'm so glad he did.
We don't need to film this.
This week, he's taken matters into his own hands.
Must not turn into a performance about some top note she's got. Big deal. Make it really quite naughty in the middle there. I've got tears in my eyes, I promise you.
No one's safe.
This is when the competition starts.
I'm a serious contender. I'm singing for the public at home.
Your vote is more important than ever. Who will you choose as your Nancy? The fans are shaking! Yes, they are. Our big band is quaking. The panel is trembling. Because the Lord, he is very angry. 7 Nancys remain, but only one can lead the cast of Oliver in the West End. Here performing Who Will Buy? Please welcome our Nancys and Olivers. You can take those red roses back to Labour Central now. They need them. Last week, the Lord was furious after your votes put Keisha and Niamh into the bottom two. He said it was an utter travesty and flounced off his throne, turning Andrew Lloyd Webber into Angry Lloyd Webber. Yes, storm clouds gathered. Let's hope the forecast isn't bleak for our Nancys tonight. Now, the prospect of you choosing the wrong Nancy for Cameron Mackintosh's musical is making Andrew extremely anxious. No, nothing. OK, the search also continues to find 3 Olivers for the West End production. Find out who is next to go through to the semi-final later when all 12 boys enroll for a special high school musical task. And, as well as all of that, our Olivers will be adding an unexpected twist to proceedings when they choose one of our Nancys to perform with them. More about that later. Back again to guide you is the expert panel. Please welcome Doctor Who and Torchwood star John Barrowman. West End leading lady Denise Van Outen. Legendary Fagin Barry Humphries. And it's a week on.
Oh,
it's a
just
week
gotta
on.
run.
That you said last week that the wrong two girls were in the sing-off. Obviously, you don't want to name names, but you clearly didn't agree.
You know what they did in the canteen to me? I just heard these people saying, there he goes, the incredible sulk.
There's a movie in that.
I know, it could be.
But no, you obviously did disagree with the public. So there are 7 girls remaining. Are you worried?
Well, there are 8 people on trial, because I'm on trial tonight, because I decided to work with the girls last week, and I took them through their acting performances, so if you hate them, you can press a green button and probably throw me off.
All right, well, it looks like everyone's on trial tonight. Let's meet our first 2 candidates vying to impress him and you at home. Blackpool's Jodi Pringer and Cardiff's Sarah Lark.
Last week's song was a right whopper because I was singing notes that I'd never really sang before, but I thought, just go for it. That, to me, was the performance of the evening.
I gained that little bit more self-belief that I really needed.
So the competition is on.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah, let's just look at that again. Many of you girls have got all of those big money notes. It's using that voice to tell the story. I mean, say it to me.
It's a very unladylike way you're in out.
Mind you, that's northern, isn't it?
It's very northern.
I know, sorry.
But we don't mind that. You could almost pause of running out.
Okay.
Let's go.
At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. The best that I can do
I love this.
is pray.
Yeah. Now I'm interested. She took that direction then. I don't know whether she'll retain it. Well, we're 10% away from it being fabulous. This is the question mark with her. It's whether or not at the end of the day she can act through a song and make it her own.
If you continue to do that, the Lark can be singing her way to the West End.
You did sing wonderfully tonight and you acted with real intelligence.
I feel ecstatic after tonight's performance. I was really thrilled that the panel was still behind me.
That's Mr. Bojangles.
She came in and she was very smiley, but she has to not only be a narrator, she also has to get into the character of who Mr. Bojangles was. At the moment, what you're doing is very much on one level. Start telling the story. So think of him, he's an old guy, probably at the bar.
The song itself is a situation that I know nothing about. It's about an older gentleman and that I've met him in a bar, which I wouldn't normally do.
For my drinks and
I think we could you do have to make it very clear that it is you as the character there.
Okay. But most of the time I spent behind these county bars. You see, son, I drinks a bit.
Much better. I'm encouraged. I just hope she pulls it off and remembers what I said.
We're about to find out. This evening, our Nancy's will be performing big band numbers to prove they have the leading lady finesse and power to hold a West End audience in the palm of their hand. You'll be able to vote for your favourite Nancy after all our girls have sung when lines open at the end of the show. And remember, digital viewers, you can sing along with our Nancys and Olivers by pressing your red button. Andrew, Jodi and Sarah. I think we got past that. Jodi, yes, very good. Jodi and Sarah, they're up first tonight. Now, Jodi's taking on Luck Be a Lady. Sarah's performing Mr. Bojangles. What are we looking for in these performances?
Well, both acting. Jodi has got to tell us the story in that introduction. She's got to explain who Luck is. What is that lady? We'll find out in a moment. Now, Sarah, she has to tell us the story of Mr. Bojangles, who is a strange figure from the past who she has met somewhere. Perhaps we don't quite know where she's met her, but that's the important thing we've got to get. We need to see, really, the storytelling, both cases.
OK, storytelling. Let's bring on the Nancys. First up, and hoping things will swing her way, it's Jodi. This Blackpool lass is singing the Guys and Dolls classic, but will Lady Luck be shining on her tonight? After her, hark, it's Sarah Lark. Our smallest Nancy wants to make a big impact with her rendition of Mr. Bojangles. Could Jodi or Sarah be your Nancy? Here's Jodi!
They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair. It isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the joint and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, sister, I'm the gal that you came in with. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. A lady wouldn't flirt with strangers. She'd have a heart, she'd have a soul. A lady wouldn't make little snake eyes at me when I bet my life on this roll. So let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, pal, 'cause I'm the gal that you came in with. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he'll dance for you in worn-out shoes, with silver hair, a ragged shirt, baggy pants. He would do the old soft shoe. He would jump so high, jump so high. Then he'd lightly touch down. He said, I'd dance now at every chance in honky-tonks for my drinks and tips. But most of the time I spent behind these county bars. See, son, I drinks a bit. He shook his head. Oh, Lord, he shook his head. I heard somebody say, please. That's Mr. Bojangles. Calling Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles, come back and dance, and dance, and dance, please dance. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come back and dance, and dance, and dance, please come back and dance, and dance, and dance, please come back and dance.
Sarah and Jodi, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, okay. And by the way, a big band. The big band is sounding great. And looking very smart as well. I'm very impressed. Now, Jodi and Sarah, as we saw there, you've been working with Andrew this week. Now, was there anything about Andrew that you found kind of surprising when you got to know him?
I mean, I was excited. I hugged you that much and nearly cut off your circulation when I met you. But just, the thing that surprised me is for all you've done and everything, you're such a humble gentleman. So thank you. And I know from all the other girls, you made us feel so at ease. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's a lovely fella.
Absolutely. I felt that we were so lucky, because I know how busy you are, that we had so much time to work on each song, and just you made us feel completely at ease, and we feel very lucky.
Oh, the anger management's obviously kicking in.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the panel. Denise, Jodi or Sarah, do they have the leading lady pizzazz to lead a cast in the West End?
Yeah, they both have pizzazz. First of all, I'm going to start with Jodi. It was a little bit strained at the top with a couple of the notes there, but you pulled it back. It's a tough song for you to sing because it was actually written for a man. And I've seen Ewan McGregor perform this song in the West End and Nigel Harman. And I have to say, I preferred Jodi Prenger's version. I thought you told the story much better. And I believed every word. And I've said it before, week after week, you're developing into such a lovely actress. It was very good tonight. OK, Sarah, you've proved yourself to me as a wonderful singer, as a wonderful actress. I think you're very special. You have some magical quality when you perform. You really connect with the audience and you make everything very believable. Just be careful that you don't overpronounce your words, because sometimes it makes you sound more Mary Poppins than Nancy.
OK, I'll take that away.
OK, let's move on to Barry.
Well, you can all sing wonderfully. This is now about acting, I think. And both, I thought, gave very good performances and took on board all the points that Andrew was making. I think Jodi, it was a very intelligent reading of that song, and all that jokey Jodi was under wraps, which I was very pleased to see. I thought it was great. And also, Sarah, I just feel that you still have a limited range of expressions. I can see you're beautiful on television. In the theatre, in a big theatre, it remains to be seen how well you would register. But you did give a very good acting performance then, I thought.
All right, some doubts there from Barry. John, how do you feel?
Jodi, I thought at the top there was a little bit of a warble on one of the high notes, but we're looking for acting. Every week you come out, you perform a song, you make it your own. I think you did exactly what Andrew wanted you to do, and I think you have leading lady quality. Sarah, I don't know what planet Barry's on, but the show and the performance I was watching, I saw Mr. Bojangles. You told that story, you had multiple expressions in your face, and they would be seen from the back of the stalls. No doubt. Great performance.
Thank you very much.
All right. John has no doubts. I turn to you, Andrew. Did Jodi and Sarah take on board your notes?
Well, first, my kind of heart is in my mouth when I hear you sing because of all the work we did, so I'm praying that you come through, and you know that. And Jodi, I thought you did very well. I was worried at the beginning because I just thought, oh, you're going to go over the top and not draw us into the story of who luck is. Luck be a lady. We know it's about somebody playing cards. We know that, but you did brilliantly. You did very well. And I think there's a very good point that Barry makes about hitting the back of a theatre, but if that's the case, it's my fault, because I asked you to bring it back because we're on television. The funny thing we have is we have a live show on television to an audience, which is real, and yet, you know, you have to sometimes remember that at the end of the day, it's a big theatre we're going for. But you sang for television today, as I asked you to do, and I thought you told the story very, very well.
Thank you.
That's what Andrew thinks, but remember, the two Nancys who receive the fewest number of votes will face the dreaded sing-off in our results show tomorrow night. If you want to keep your favourite out of danger, vote when lines open at the end of the show. Here are the numbers for later. Dial 0901 12120, then add 01 if you want Jodi to be Nancy, or add 02 if you think Sarah is the right leading lady for the job. Don't vote now, as your vote won't count, and you may be charged, and that'll make you angrier than Andrew Lloyd Webber at the end of a sing-off. That's very angry. Coming up, our Olivers go High School Musical mad for their next exciting task. But now, let's meet our next two potential leading ladies, hoping to make it big in the West End. Belfast's Rachel Tucker and the Isle of Man's Samantha Barks.
You have set the bar for tonight.
That was, I think, your best performance so far.
Every single week, I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got another week, and I'm so glad, and I've just got to keep going. For once in my life, it was frightening doing a one-on-one vocal lesson with the Lord.
Someone who needs me.
Kind of vocal assault course.
He gave me some pointers, and this really concerned me because they were so different as to the way I'd done it.
Just give us more of that lovely warmth that you had at the beginning.
Okay.
Must not turn into a performance about some weird top note she's got. Big deal, really, at the end of the day. I just worry if you really let rip too early,
too soon.
you kind of switch off a bit. It's almost like an actress who can do it all, but trying a bit too hard.
Okay. Andrew did pick up on a lot of things, so I now need to take those and work on them and just deliver on Saturday night.
I can breathe for the first time.
Samantha, you had bags of Nancy attitude.
That was superb!
I am feeling out of this world.
I gather that you are now a resident of the Isle of Sam.
Yes. I spoke to my mum and they've got posters of me in like a magazine. I think they're changing the name.
So as the Minister of Tourism, it gives me great pleasure to rename the Isle of Man the Isle of Sam.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're shortly arriving in the Isle of Sam.
Well, the reason we're changing our name is because we're very proud of what Samantha's doing and we wanted to see her win this.
Welcome to the Isle of Sam, sir.
I think it's great that the island's renamed because she's put us on the map.
Everybody is supporting her. We're all watching her on the telly. She's the local girl and everybody can't believe that there she is, she's still there.
You need to get into that whole movement.
Yes.
We've really got to see you sway.
This week has been a whirlwind for me. Getting to do a one-on-one song and dance session with Andrew Lloyd Webber is fantastic. And having an island named after me is unbelievable. So let's just hope I can do the Isle of Sam proud on Saturday night.
That's very strange. Now, Andrew, Rachel is singing for Once in My Life. Samantha's performing Sway. How do you think these songs will test them?
Well, Rachel last week, the panel was saying we wanted to see a bit of joy. That was the idea. And so I thought For Once in My Life is a song which is all about joy. So that is the reason we chose that song. Sway, simple lyric again, but Sammy's going to do choreography with it. And we haven't seen anybody really choreographed on the show as she will be.
All right, we look forward to that. Well, that's what Andrew wants to see, but will they deliver? Up first and determined to stop the show, it's Rachel! Our Belfast belter wants to make our mark with her version of the Stevie Wonder classic. Flying the flag for the Isle of Sam, it's Samantha! She's hoping she'll sway you into thinking she's Nancy with her salty take on the Dean Martin classic. Could Rachel or Samantha be your Nancy? Here's Rachel!
I have someone who needs me, someone I needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Someone warm like you, I would make my dreams come true. Oh, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like I've been hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I grow weak. Sway me, make me, oh yeah. Hold me. You have a way with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I grow weak. I grow weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now.
Hey! Samantha and Rachel! Oh! Woo! Okay. Now, Rachel, you've received rave comments so far in the competition. Then this week, when you worked with Andrew, he did have some concerns about you. How did that feel?
It was great, to be honest with you. You know, I am not perfect, as we heard. You know, I took everything on board Andrew said. I absolutely soaked it all in, Andrew. It was brilliant. And I want to get better and better every week. And I want to be here next week. That's why.
All right, and we didn't make that up. It's not a joke, but the Isle of Man is now called the Isle of Sam. How does that make you feel?
That's just the most flattering thing that could ever happen. And, you know, for such a small island, the support has been amazing, so I just hope I can do them proud.
All right, it's flattering and a little bit mad. Well, let's see if your performance put you on the panel's map. Barry, Rachel or Samantha, do they have what it takes to be Nancy?
Yes, they do. They do. I'm just trying to think what island I'd like to be shipwrecked on. Rachel, you've got what it takes. There's no question of that. You're like a horse in the Grand National. You know, you're in the middle of the field, and you could very easily make it to the finish with great success. It was a very good performance. And Sam, you are an absolute star, I think. Spectacular.
Denise, do you agree with Barry?
Oh, do you know, I'm so excited for you, Rachel, to see the different side of you that we've seen before. We've normally seen a very intense, dramatic side of you, but that was just what I was looking for, the warmth. Your eyes were smiling. You just looked fantastic. And once again, a world-class performance from you.
Thank you.
Samantha, I can appreciate it's very, very difficult to sing and dance at the same time, and you did that fantastically. You handled it like a true pro. And for a young lady, you're very aware of your sexuality, which is fantastic for you, because that's exactly what Nancy would be like.
Yeah. All right. Rave so far, John?
Rachel, fun, free, easy, joyful. I felt confident. There was a little crack in the middle, but you know what? Sometimes emotional cracking is better than perfection. That was outstanding. You took me back to the 1940s. There you did. I'm actually 97. Sam, 2 words. Simply sensational.
Okay. Let's get the lowdown from the Lord. Did they tick all the boxes for you?
Well, I'm so proud of both of you. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the producer of this show, because I couldn't choose Rachel. You're the wonderful professional actress who'd always keep the curtain up. And Sammy, you've got that incredible... I mean, I asked you to be delicious. And you were. But you weren't rude with it. You were just fabulous. I thought you were just on the right line. Both of you are outstandingly good.
Thank you.
Well, it's a happy Andrew, but another Nancy must go home in our results show tomorrow night. Don't let it happen to your favourite. Here's the number for later. 0901 121 20. Then add 03 if you think Rachel should be Nancy. or add 04 if you want Samantha to play our East End girl up west. Mull it over, but don't try and vote now. Do it later when lines open at the end of the show, OK? Still to come, Jessie, Ashley and Niamh. Now, we know Andrew believes in the Bangor girl. He saved her last week. But can she do enough to win you back? There's a lot riding on Niamh's performance. But now it's time to check in with our Olivers. There are 3 places left in our semi-final, and our young urchins have been working extra hard to impress Andrew, Cameron and the panel. Let's see who's the next boy to go through.
This week, we send our boys off to work with the cast of High School Musical.
So the boys are here today because we wanted to see how they actually took direction.
We're showing them choreography, having them work with some props.
So now they look the part, it's time to get the ball rolling.
Hi guys, my name's Tara and I am the Associate Director and Choreographer of the current production of High School Musical. This is Dominic, Bucci, Matthew, our dance captain, and Ashley Day, who plays Troy Bolton in the show. I'm going to get the boys to show you the routine you're going to do, and then I'm going to put you through your paces.
It's so cool. That was so cool. That was amazing.
The first thing I'm going to try and get you to do is just take the ball around your back.
This game, because it's so fast, is important for your reactions. Because everything will change every night. Fagin always wants to catch you out. So just really, really pay attention.
I like the way you move. Flick your legs and just take the ball out front.
John and Cameron keep a very close eye on the boys' moves before trying out a few of their own.
So you're going to be able to use those little tricks we've just done. We're going to put them in the routine.
It's really good to just bounce the ball about and do a bit of dance at the same time. I thought it was going to be like, singing High School Musical songs, but I'm really glad it's like dancing and stuff. It's really fun. It's just been awesome. Yeah!
It was time to put the boys' new skills to the test with a performance to their peers.
Please give a warm welcome to our Olivers.
It was just one of the best experiences ever.
The guys were great. You know, all of a sudden, getting a basketball put in your hands and having to dance with it and act with it, it's scary, but they did great.
Jordan, Harry and Lawrence today, when I was watching them, they seemed to be the more confident in the group.
But who's going to be the next semi-finalist?
Harry, you're chosen today. He was very, very focused with the other boys and tremendous commitment.
My name's Harry and I'm 12. I like playing rugby, football, cricket, and tennis. My ideal Nancy would be Martine McCutcheon. Being close to playing Oliver, it's really exciting. It would be amazing if I got the part.
Harder than it looks. Harry, everybody! There he is! Well done, sir. Now, I've got your cap, but it doesn't really go. So I'll hold on to you and you'll have that later. Now, you and the rest of the Olivers, you had to pick a Nancy to perform with in our results show tomorrow night. But I just wondered, for you, who are you backing to win the overall competition?
Well, I think they're all really great and Niamh's really good. But I think I'm backing Rachel to win the competition.
OK, that's what Harry thinks. The very best of luck, by the way, to all our remaining Olivers. You're doing a brilliant job. OK. Here, performing Breaking Free from High School Musical and hoping to break into the West End, please welcome our Olivers!
We're soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can't reach if we're trying, so we're breaking free. We're soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can reach if we're trying, so we're breaking free.
aren't they? Just fantastic. John, you got a chance to work with Team Oliver this week. Were you impressed?
I was impressed, and team is the operative word because they all supported each other. It was really lovely to see how they all gave Harry the support when he was put through. I think all of them, if I have 12 pairs of shoes, I'd hand them over to them because there's 12 leading men of the future right there.
Good job, Team Oliver. All right, it's time to get back to Nancy business. Our next contender was saved by the Lord last week in our most controversial sing-off to date. But will the Irish A-level student pass the Lloyd Webber test tonight? It's Niamh.
I knew at the back of my mind I was going to be in the bottom two.
Niamh, you are in the sing-off.
But when it happens, you're still a bit shocked. It's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Some say love. The feeling of this whole dream being over is just gut-wrenching.
To know that people didn't vote for you, it's as if you don't have support you thought you had.
This is a complete and utter travesty, but I'm going to have to save Niamh.
I don't know why he saved me, but I'm so glad he did.
Let's go.
The way you wear your hat. This was so important. It was vital, really, that I could prove to him that I still deserve to be here.
Is it possible if you get a nice deep breath after always?
But I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife.
Yeah, good girl. I'm absolutely thrilled I saved her on Saturday night. That voice is kind of forming what she'll be like when she's 21, let alone when she's in her mid-20s. It's going to be really interesting because anything could happen with that girl.
Could happen, but hopefully one of the things will happen is Niamh will be singing You Can't Take That Away From Me. Andrew, with this performance, what must Niamh do to prove she still belongs in the competition?
I think she's got to show some strength tonight. She's a bit like porcelain, and I just need to see something stronger. But she's a real acting, intelligent girl. She's got wonderful, wonderful brain up there.
OK, well, out to prove Andrew was right to save her, it's Niamh! This 17-year-old is determined to hold on to her dream, but could she still be your Nancy? You decide. Here's Niamh!
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love, but I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love, but I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. They can't take that away from me.
Niamh, ladies and gentlemen! Hi. Now, last week, Andrew was incensed that you were in the bottom 2. Were you surprised by his reaction?
Yes, it was such a surprise, but a lovely surprise. It's just amazing for someone of that status to believe in you, and I feel so privileged to be here. I really do.
All right, well, let's see what the panel thought tonight. Now, Denise, you've worked with all the Nancys this week on an acting mission, which we'll see in the results show tomorrow night. Is Niamh, do you think, strong enough as an all-rounder to be Nancy?
Yes, I do think Niamh is, and I think that little nod at the end of your number said it all. Baby, I'm back. That was great. It really was. That was a very mature, sophisticated performance, and it was a lovely vocal, and you're in your comfort zone, and you're just brilliant at it. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it.
Barry, you're nodding. What did you think of Niamh?
I thought she was wonderful. I was devastated last week when you were in the bottom two. I couldn't believe it, as a matter of fact. And that was a very, very good, intelligent and lyrical reading of that great song by Gershwin. Congratulations, Niamh.
OK. John?
Niamh, last week you said that you felt it in your bones that you were going to be in the bottom two, right? Well, this week I thought that was a class act, and you do not deserve to be in the bottom two this week. You need to be right out there in front. I would love to watch you as Nancy. I'm buying my tickets if she was the Nancy right now.
OK. Andrew, it's the public. It is the public that Niamh needs to turn around. Do you think that performance did enough?
Well, it's so wonderful to see somebody absorb everything. We worked so hard on that song together, and I feel so nervous tonight because I kind of want to be on stage and just say, come on, let's go a little bit further. Come on. And you went across the phrase just as I asked you. It was great. The intelligence is there, the acting is there. My only concern a little bit at the moment is your age and whether or not your voice is quite strong enough, but I mean, goodness me, Barbara Streisand didn't have a big voice at your age, and I think you did wonderfully.
Right, well, if you want to keep Niamh out of tomorrow night's sing-off, you must vote when lines open at the end of the show. Here's the number for later, 0901 12120, then add 05 if you think Niamh still deserves to be in the competition. Don't call now as your vote won't count and you may be charged. Our next hopefuls are two persevering Nancys who've been working on their weaknesses. But will their efforts pay off? It's County Kerry's Jessie and Falkirk's Ashley.
You've got a very distinctive quality. Don't lose it.
Jessie, I feel we have lost your essence.
I just want to find me again because I feel like I'm just completely lost.
Jessie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Dreams you dreamed have all gone astray.
I've got absolutely nothing to say to you. It's absolutely brilliant. I've got tears in my eyes, I promise you.
I've got tears in mine too. I made the Lord cry. I can't believe that.
Just keep it like that, you
Okay.
know? Don't listen to anybody. She's an extraordinary artist. She must not be allowed to be meddled with by people like me.
Thank you.
If that is the real Jessie, which I suspect it is, she must not lose it.
I thought that being myself wasn't good enough. Nice meeting you. But I've decided I'm going to stay myself, so I'm looking forward to stepping into Jessie's shoes again on Saturday night.
Spirits rise.
Ashley, it's just not quite connecting.
If I was in the bottom two, I'd probably be a goner. Then I thought, right, come on, public, disagree with them. Help me out. And they did. Every time the public do that, it gives me another chance to try and win Andrew over.
I don't believe you could hold an audience. I don't really rate your voice. Now, you know, nothing personal here. I think you're really extremely talented. You probably don't realise what I like, which is as much colour as possible. Make it really quite naughty. I mean, I want to know why I want to go out with you, you see?
Hey, big spender. Spend a little time with me.
Can I punch the air? I somewhat eat my words. I mean, I'm seeing something now which I hadn't seen before. I mean, I'm really pleased with her. I think she could go much further than I thought.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. Jessie is performing The Man That Got Away from A Star Is Born. Ashley has Big Spender. Why these songs?
They're very tough. Jessie's got a Judy Garland song sung by Judy when she was at her peak in her early 30s. And a very tough song for a young girl to sing. Big Spender, of course, was a chorus number. And now we've got to see Ashley make it her own.
Okay, well, the Lord has thrown down his gauntlet, and first to accept his challenge, it's Jessie. But will the County Kerry girl do the Judy Garland classic justice? Following her and determined to prove she belongs in the West End, it's Ashley. This brave Scot is hoping to turn Andrew's head with her rendition of the Shirley Bassey anthem. Could Jessie or Ashley be your Nancy? Here's Jessie!
Stars have lost their glitter, the waves grow colder, and suddenly you're older, and all because of the man that got away. No more his eager call, the writings on the wall, the dreams you dreamed have all gone astray. The road gets rougher, it's lonelier and tougher. With hope you burn up, tomorrow he may turn. There's just no let up. Live long night and day. Ever since this world began, there is nothing sadder than a one-man woman looking for the man that got away.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. Wouldn't you like to have fun, fun, fun? How's about a few laps, laps? I could show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. You walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, a little time with me.
Now, Jessie, last week, Rachel actually named you as her most kind of serious threat in the competition. Do you think of yourself as a serious contender?
Well, you know what, Graham, to get a comment like that from somebody like Rachel, who I really, really look up to in this competition, it was just like the ultimate compliment. But I take my position in this competition really seriously, so I'm not giving it up easily.
And would you see Rachel as serious competition?
Yeah.
And now, Andrew hasn't been your biggest supporter so far. So how nervous were you going in to work one-on-one with him?
If I'm being honest, I was really, really nervous. And I was so pleased when you said last week you'd like to work with me, and I was so pleased that the public kept me in as well. But I left smiling, and so did you, so I think that could be a good sign. I just want to grow with the competition and hopefully keep coming back as the weeks go on.
All right, well, let's see what the panel think tonight. Barry, are you convinced that Jessie or Ashley could still be Nancy?
Well, in a night of wonderful performances, I think Jessie's was the star performance tonight. Because, Jessie, you really channeled that song, I think, and you have the gift of stillness and purity, which is an essential part of Nancy. I found a quote from Dickens in the 3rd edition of Oliver Twist. He wrote an introduction, and he said that Nancy, describing her, he said, Nancy is a fair drop of water in a weed-choked well. That was the London of that period, and I think you brought all that wonderful purity to the role. Jessie,
and
Ashley, you're still here, isn't that great? But you've been doing so well. To me, though, I didn't feel that those saucy looks and those coy expressions really worked. They didn't charm me, I'm afraid.
OK, I'm going to move on to John. John, talk to us about Jessie and Ashley.
First of all, Jessie, I was worried, as Andrew's worried about Niamh, about age, and I was worried about your age. But you know what? I've been a friend of Judy Garland's for all my life, and let me tell you, that was absolutely sensational. That was just as good as Judy's performance. Ashley, last week, I think you turned a corner because you really put a character in that song, and I disagree with Barry. I thought you played the character definitely well. That wasn't Ashley, that was another side of Ashley, and that's what we need to see with Nancy. Different colours and different
She's an
sides.
actress.
Exactly.
OK, mixed comments so far, Denise.
Yeah, I totally agree with John when it comes to Ashley. That was just the right amount of sexiness and cheekiness required for that number, and I know that number very well. You acted it very well, and a nice comedic side we saw to you tonight, which is something perhaps you could bring to the role of Nancy. Jessie, that wasn't the performance of the night. That was the performance of the series. Yeah. I'm speechless. It was absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And all of the girls should be looking up to you tonight.
Wow. Andrew, Jessie or Ashley, did they take everything you said on board?
Well, Jessie, I didn't need to tell you anything. That was the greatest performance I've ever heard a young girl of your age give. It's quite extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. Ashley, what an act to follow. But you did. The thing is that when I work one-on-one with you, when I get something from you that I don't see completely on the stage. I do hope you stay with us because I'd love to try again. It was a really good stab. I know the song was made famous by Shirley Bassey, and I know it was a chorus number. We talked about that and how Shirley changed it for herself. You did very well with it. I just don't quite get that final connection with an audience yet.
OK, well, Andrew has spoken, but remember, you have the final say in who should be Nancy. Here are the numbers: 0901 12120, and add 06 if you think Jessie deserves to be Nancy. Add 07 if you believe Ashley belongs in the West End. Our Nancy's of all song, the lines are open. Get calling now to keep your favourite out of the sing-off. Lines close at 9 p.m. tonight. Calls cost 25 pence for BT landline. Other networks may vary. Calls to mobiles will be considerably higher. 14 pence from each call will go to the BBC Performing Arts Fund. In a moment, we'll be hearing what our Olivers really think about our Nancys. But now, here's a reminder of tonight's performances with those all-important numbers you need to dial.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Calling Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles, come back and dance
my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me.
Some amazing performances. Vote wisely. Remember, lines close at 9 p.m. tonight. Don't call after that, as your vote won't count and you may be charged. For more voting information, go to our website, bbc.co.uk/Oliver. You can still register there for a place on the I'd Do Anything free musical events happening across the country. Now, earlier this week, we set our Olivers a secret task to select one Nancy to perform with them in our results show tomorrow night. And it seems they have a lot to say about their potential West End partners.
They train together all week, so nobody knows the Nancys like our Olivers.
I think Nancy should be Jessie. Even though she's all sweet and talkative on the outside, I think she's got a really tricky centre.
Jodie's got a very powerful voice and Sarah's got a very sweet voice.
Niamh's got a really good stage presence. You wouldn't picture her to be really confident. It surprises me, but it's really good.
Samantha eats a lot of chocolate.
A lot of the Nancys like to snooze, especially Ashley.
I think Rachel's the quietest, but I think that's because she's really focused and because she wants to really win the competition.
I think the Nancy with the best voice is Sam. I think Ashley's the funniest. She always tells funny jokes. Really like Sarah because she's really fun to play with. We've each got our favourites, so it'll be interesting.
You've been voting across the country. Now it's the Olivers' turn to hit the ballot box.
Okay, lads, it's time to vote. Use your votes wisely, because remember, your Nancy needs you.
Find out which Nancy our Olivers elect tomorrow night. Plus, don't miss our West End girls going east with Barbara Windsor for their next mission.
Barbara Windsor.
Oi, you. Do you know it's that kind of thing?
Imran got topped off for doing in Bird Smith. I took you out in a bender.
She panics.
I'm still not quite believing that she's an East End girl.
Very good.
It's last orders for another Nancy, as one more must leave the competition tomorrow night. We're back at the earlier time of 7:05 here on BBC One. Get voting, everybody.